Welcome to Fierce, Fun, Feminine, and Other F Words. I'm Christine Elizabeth, and I help women unstuck themselves. Today we're talking about fidelity in friendship. Yes, it's in marriage, and that's how we usually think of the term, but today I want to talk about it with girlfriends. Is there girl code anymore? Is it a thing? Are women really just out for themselves? Is there no faithfulness or loyalty in friendships of women anymore? In my interviews that I've been doing about marriage, almost every one of them has a bump or blip in the road when it comes to a woman betraying another woman. And it's something I want to talk about. So let's listen. I'll bet you've never thought about fidelity in terms of friendships with the girls, but I thought about it because I was talking to someone about her husband who was unfaithful in marriage, and so it was all about infidelity. And then I've interviewed other women who had infidelity in marriage, and it always involves another woman, almost always, at least in the interviews I've done so far. So I got to thinking, what's going on? Where's the girl code? What is this all about? Anyway, when you look up fidelity in the dictionary, it does say sexual faithfulness to a spouse or partner, but it also says faithfulness to a cause or belief with support and loyalty. So that's girl code. You don't have to just be faithful to a man or a woman or whoever you're in a relationship with. Be faithful to your friends, loyal, supportive. And that's what I want to talk about. Yes, infidelity in marriage and fidelity in marriage is a completely different topic. But today I want to talk about the girls because we're girls here. Like squad goals. Sex in the City. Are you familiar with that TV show? Those four girls came together over lunch and they talked about their relationship woes and their wins. And Monica, Rachel, Phoebe on Friends, or the Golden Girls. If you go back that far, it doesn't matter how old you are, they are awesome. Do you remember Rose, Blanche, Dorothy, and Sophia? Oh my God, they're amazing. How about Christina and Meredith on Grey's Anatomy? I mean, it goes on and on. There's relationships on TV that simulate real world girlfriends, right? And they're for each other. They support each other. They're honest with each other. Sometimes they try to hide things that they're not so comfortable sharing, but the episodes always come to a point of truth. Like, okay, I need to tell you this. It's difficult, but I have to say it. And it's not always the way it happens in real life, but they're supporting each other. And that's what I want to talk about. There is a code for girlfriends. I want to reestablish it here today because in these interviews, I'm so sad to hear about betrayal from not only another woman who has no idea who you are, but sometimes it's a betrayal from someone who does know you. That's not cool, girls. Not cool. I'm here to tell you. There's things that you just don't do, like stay away from another woman's man, no matter what he tells you. Is that something that even needs to be a podcast episode? It shouldn't be. This should be a given. If she's a friend of yours, not someone you met once, even though that should clarify, right? That should just say, you know what? You're still a woman. I respect you. This is your life. I'm going to stay away from your stuff. But no matter what, if she's somebody else's man, or I'm sorry, if he is someone else's, don't go near him. That's just a given. How about this one? This is part of girl code. Don't let your drunk friend dial, text, or drive. Just don't let her. And definitely keep her away from men and a frenemy when you know it's not a safe thing. Anyway, I have a couple stories about it, personal stories that I want to share. And it goes all the way back. My first time where I felt like, wow, you're not really for me. This was a close friend of mine in high school. So this is years ago. Actually, no, we were freshmen in college, I think. And I've been in fitness and gyms all of my life. And there was a magazine coming into this gym to do a photo shoot. They were going to do a spread on, I think, the gym, actually. But we were going to be the instructors were going to be fit models for the photo shoot. So I had my hair, my makeup, all this stuff, all organized and ready for the day of the photo shoot. And a very close friend of mine who did not work at the gym, but she was someone that was used to being in the public eye on stage in front of a camera, happened to be working out that day, met the photographer and took my spot. She literally took my spot to do the photo shoot instead of me. I remember being like, what the heck? What are you doing? Why would you do that? And I usually would be someone that wouldn't speak up, but I was so taken back. This person was close to me. I was so taken back that I said, hey, that really felt bad. Like you just jumped in a spot for something that I was really looking forward to. And I ended up remaining friends with her. We talked through it, but it wasn't a cool move, right? That's something where someone just was out for herself. And I'm not about that. I'm all about women supporting women. I'm not going to jump in your space. If you're someone I know and you're doing something that's amazing in your life, I want to support you. I want to be there and be your cheerleader and honor you and all of the things that lift you up. I'm not going to jump in your space. And that was just a small example. Well, it wasn't that small. I wasn't going to make a killing or a big financial gain from it. It was more for the experience and the exposure and the fun of it. But I remember it. I remember how that betrayal felt. Now, I have more betrayals that come from women. One of them that hurt me the most was someone that was very close to me. Really close to me. And I don't want to go into too much detail about it, but I will tell you this. Her betrayal affected not just me, it affected my kids. The way she was looking out for herself and not thinking about how her actions were affecting other people. And no matter what, when someone is in that place, there's no reasoning. You can't reason with them because they're just thinking about their own needs, their own wants, their own desires, and completely ignoring how it's affecting other relationships around them. It doesn't matter. And it's just not cool. And that person is someone that I was ready to go the distance with. I thought this was a for lifer. And sadly, it's not. It's a friendship that had to fall away. I wish it wasn't that way, but I don't even think there's any regret. It's just one of those things that, sometimes we have to let people go that aren't in our court. They're not really for us. And that's what I want to talk about today, because there really has to be some sort of girl code out there reestablished. Maybe you have it. And if you do, I think that's amazing. I do have it. But I will tell you, it doesn't come in mass. If you hang out with a pack of girls, or a pack of women, all of those women are not people that you confide everything in, right? There are a handful that know all of your dirt. They know everything. And hopefully those girls, those women are the ones that are going to stand by you, be loyal and supportive. That's a practice of fidelity. So I want to just have a little bit of fun with it. Here's my 2 cents. First of all, this is what fidelity looks like. This isn't a serious episode. This is just me on a rant. So I just want to bring it to light. But you stand up for each other. There's a whole thing going on right now on social media where women are ripping each other apart, right? Behind a keyboard, I'm sorry, that is not bravery. That's cowardice when you're on a keyboard and you want to tear down another female, or anyone for that matter. Like, you really think you're going to change the world? Do you feel better? Does that make you feel better? Well, you know what? You're doing that to a human. And I think people forget that even though these are social media accounts that look like they're curated and they're fake or whatever, there's always a human behind it. And I'll use an example of Khloe Kardashian. Just a few days ago, I am not a Kardashian follower, but I'm aware of this happening. She put a photo of her unedited, unfiltered, and she did a whole caption talking about how insecure in her body she is and how, she loves filters because it makes her feel more secure in being able to share. Now, the general public is infatuated with Kardashians. I mean, okay, this is another episode, but if you're so bored in your own life that you have to follow other people to get a rise out of something, we need to talk about that later, okay? Hopefully your life is more exciting than worried about what a Kardashian looks like and whether or not they're using filters. Yes, they use filters. Everybody uses filters. I use a filter sometimes. I mean, most of the time, probably. You know what? No big deal. It doesn't change my nose or, I'm not doing anything that's crazy altering, but sometimes a face filter just helps you feel a little better and helps you get the word out. No big deal. Well, people went after her when Khloe said, you know what? Yeah, I use filters, but my body's not filtered. Her body isn't filtered. She has teeny tiny waist, big sexy hips. She's got it going on, right? And this cancel culture of I'm not going to follow her anymore, or I'm going to hate on her or whatever. It's awful. And really, it is a true reflection of what's going on in the person who's doing the attacking. Chloe just came out and said her thing. She said, I struggle with body image, and I'm using this as a simple example because it happens all the time. I struggle. Yeah, sometimes things are edited and filtered. That's just the way it goes. But I want you to know I struggle. And she was being honest. She was being transparent. She wasn't telling people to use filters. She wasn't telling people not to filter. She was just telling her side of the story. And man, the attacks. And it's really sad to see. Lift a girl up. Yes, it doesn't matter. Yeah, people go, she's a millionaire. It doesn't matter. She's a person. She has feelings. So anyway, stand up for each other. If a girl is being made fun of, or you're at a table of women who want to rip another woman, no. Just I'd stand against it. I don't think it's right. So you need to watch out for each other. That's my second thing. So are we watching out for each other? Let me think of a couple things. Oh, here's an example. One of my very closest friends. She owns a business. And about a month ago, someone came up to me and said, hey, I heard she's selling her business to someone in the Asian community. And I'm like, huh? She's like my closest friend. I think I would know that. I said, no, I don't think that's true. And I went to her. I stopped the conversation and said, that's not true. I don't think it is. I am pretty much 99.9% sure her business is not sold or being sold. And I had to tell her right away, hey, there's a rumor going around about you that you're selling your business. Now, yes, I had to tell her because that could affect her business. If people in her business thought that she was selling it from some rumor, that could take her revenue down. And so she asked me who told her. I confided that in her. It wasn't said in malice. It was just like, hey, I hear this rumor. Stand up for your girls. Stop the rumors. If someone is saying anything negative, stand up for your girl. Like, just be there for her. Okay, zero gossip. I'm all about this. I hate gossip. I have a zero tolerance policy for gossip in my businesses. I don't do it. I can't. Now, if we're talking about, let's see, what's going on in the royal family, if that happens to be a conversation, let's say in my beauty salon, we're repeating what we're hearing in the news. That's different than saying, oh, she's awful. Did you hear what she did to XYZ? So I'm not talking about like having a conversation about current events. I'm talking about gossiping about your girl squad. No, don't do it. Number one, if you're gossiping about her, then she knows that you're also, everybody listening knows you're gossiping about them. You know that's the rule, right? The rule is if you're a gossip and you talk about one person, you're talking about everybody. And it looks bad on you, my friend. It looks bad. I know it's a habit that girls love. Give me the tea. Let me know. I want to know what's going on. Nope. Take the high road. That's the only way you're going to move the needle in your life. If you're going to stay in the gossip world, you're not going to grow. It's not going to get you where you want to go. Cut it out. Okay. That's my tough love for you. Okay. No ex-boyfriends. That's another one on girl code. I don't want to hear about it. You should not be pinging, texting, flirting, anything with your friend's ex-boyfriend, ex-husband. It's off the table. That's girl code. That's fidelity. That's loyalty. That's support. Even if he comes around, which they might, I don't care what he says to you. I don't care if he says she's cool with it. I don't even care if she says she's cool with it. Don't do it. You just don't. That's a boundary you don't cross. Okay? And then you don't fight over guys. Come on. There's a gazillion of them. I don't even want to hear that conversation. You need to be honest with each other. That's another part of girl code. So I have a close friend who is, we have different friends that have different roles in our life, right? For example, I have a fun friend. If I want to be carefree and crazy, she's my girl. I have my closest friends who are going to listen to me, support me, and give me the tough love and be straight and honest. I have my other friends who are more business oriented. And then I have other friends who are more beauty oriented. They're just all, you can kind of categorize them. There are certain friends that you can go to for honesty. And if someone is asking for your opinion, be honest. Just give her, but now don't beat her up with the honesty, but give her honesty, right? Like that's what friends do. Tell her the truth. And you can always tell the truth in a way that doesn't bite, if for lack of a better word, right? You need to make sure she feels built up and supported and loved and just tell her the truth. If you tell someone the truth, you never have to remember a lie, right? Another rule in girl code, you never leave her alone at a place without knowing she's going to get home safely. That's a restaurant, a bar, a gym, a mall, whatever. If she meets up with someone that you don't know, you need to make sure you check up on her. It's just girl code, right? That's faithfulness. You don't leave her and forget her. Check up on her. I usually, if I leave a friend after a night out, especially if we had a glass or two of wine, I say, text me when you get home. And if they don't, I text them. Always follow up with just taking care of each other, because girl squads matter. It matters. And the way they're going to be strong is if you nurture them. And this is how we nurture. We stand up for each other. We watch out for each other. We don't gossip about each other. We have boundaries where we don't go after someone else's guy. We're honest with each other. The final one is keep their secrets. If they're confiding in you, keep the secret. If you can't, say so. Say, look, I'm bad secret keeper. Have you ever seen any TV shows where they say, don't tell me I can't keep a secret? It's hilarious to watch because some of us know we can't. Our lips are flapping. Well, if that's you, then be honest and say, I can't hold this for you. I don't have the space. I'm afraid I'm going to slip up. I'm going to share it. So if this is something you really don't want spread, don't trust me with it. Just be straight and tell her, this is how I am, and it's okay. That's honorable. What's dishonorable is to break the trust and share that secret with someone else. I'm going to caution you in who you confide in. Know those people inside and out, and caution what you confide in, right? There's certain things that not everybody needs to know. Know your audience, know who you can trust. And once they betray your trust, it takes a long time to get that back, right? You're going to think twice before you confide in her again. I want you to be honest with your girls. Now let's have some fun, okay? So what's girl code on a fun way? This actually happened to me, so I was wishing that the rest of it happened to me. But here's one. If you and I are out and you get hit on, flirt on by a creep, he's just creepy as all get out, I'm going to pretend to be your lesbian lover. And he's going to run. No, you can have fun with it. That's what girl code is. That's squad goals. I was at a piano bar in the greater Seattle area. This was a couple years ago. And I was with a girlfriend. We were having so much fun and a little bit too much wine. And I went to check out at the pay the tab, and a beautiful, gorgeous woman came up to talk to me. I mean, she movie star, right? And I was just, chatty because wine, and I was striking up a conversation with her, and she was very friendly, like, oh my gosh, I love Italy too. And she was connecting with me, and I just was going along with the conversation. And my girlfriend that I was there with came up in the other ear and said, are you crazy? She's trying to pick you up. I had no idea this woman had been working the bar all night, trying to go home with somebody. It didn't even cross my mind. So my friend came to my rescue and said with her fun little way, she's with me, and got me away from the situation. And it was just hilarious. We laughed all the way home about it because I was clueless in my own little world, thinking she was just being nice. And my friend came to my rescue. She didn't pretend to be a lesbian lover, but she did say, hey, she's with me. And we walked away. So here's another one. This is another fun one, but it's also serious. If she's in a breakup, you need to tell her his new girlfriend or wife is nowhere near the catch she is. That's just a rule. You got to do it. It always makes her smile through the tears. You have to say it. That's girl code. When you're the first one married, don't forget your girlfriends. You know that happens, right? So everyone in their 20s starts to get married off, and you're still the single one, and all the married friends forget about you. I'm telling you from someone who possibly is twice your age, because I'm over 50, don't forget the girls. You need them. Because there's going to be times where you're going to want to throw him out in the doghouse, and it's only going to be fleeting, right? Hopefully, you need your girls. You need support and the loyalty. And it's not fair to ignore them for 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, and then call on them and say, hey, I really need you. Keep that relationship going. Don't forget about her and your girl squad when you get married. It just, you need to keep the girl gang strong. So that is my rant for today. Fidelity in friendships with the girls. Keep them around, nurture it, feed it, because in the end, those relationships are going to keep you, they're going to hold you. They're going to hold you in times when tragedy happens. They're going to hold you in times when celebration happens. Birthdays with the girls, is there anything more fun? I don't think so. I think girlfriend birthdays are a blast. Have you ever traveled with a girlfriend? I did that. And it was probably one of the best vacations I've ever had in my life. I always traveled with my family prior. I traveled alone, but traveling with a girlfriend, I have to tell you, you are in yoga pants and ponytail, you don't care. There is just this acceptance and this relaxing vibe. And she has to be somebody you know you can travel with, because I've heard horror stories about that too. But if you know you travel well together, just having these relationships that can keep you, support you, hold you while you're walking through this journey of life, they're important. And listening to these stories of women whose husbands had an affair with a girlfriend, or women who had a close friend do something shady, really shady, backstabbing, it's not cool. And it fractures the trust, and that's never going to be the same relationship again. Oftentimes you lose that person. Now, yeah, if somebody's true colors show, maybe you're better off. But what I'm trying to say is practice girl code and invest and nurture, and that won't happen. That is something I think we all need. So go out there and support each other, nurture each other. Send her a text right now, any of your closest friends, and say, hey, I just want you to know I appreciate you, or send her something funny to make her laugh. We get so much stuff in our life with email and text that's not fun. You need to keep a thread of fun going and make sure that she knows you're thinking about her. That's all I have to say about that. I'm glad you were here today. I'm all about women supporting women, girls supporting girls in middle school and high school. That's where they learn it, and it's modeled from the home. So if you're a mom, I hope you're practicing this. Role model it for them. I am a life coach for women. If you're interested in knowing more, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Christine Brunelli, B as in boy, Raneli. And if you want to email me or reach me another way, you can just email me at fiercefunfeminine@yahoo.com. Don't forget to subscribe so that you get alerted to the next episode, and share this episode with a girlfriend so that she can know that you're there for her. In the meantime, have a fierce, fun, feminine, and fabulous day.